Welcome to History Day 2020-2021. The theme this year is Communication in History, the Key to Understanding. So, first thing you need to do is find a topic. Doesn't matter what topic it is, it's a topic that you and your teacher have decided is appropriate for you to choose. I've had students who've chosen everything from video games to sports to sleeping to all sorts of fun things, but it's first and foremost something that they're interested in. Then the next thing you're going to do is find a book, and Patricia and Mallory talked about how to go about that. Then you'll start your primary source research, and then you are going to start thinking about the theme. So let's think about what that means. So communication. What is communication? What does that mean? According to Webster, you can see here, it's to convey knowledge or information about, make known, reveal by clear signs, cause a pass from one to another, share, transmit information, thoughts, or feelings so that it is satisfactorily received or understood, to open into each other. Now, the opposite of communication is miscommunication, and that means the failure to communicate clearly. So, both of those things are important to know about and to understand. And here is a little bit more about communication. So, communication is spoken, it's written, it can be nonverbal. You can communicate with people without saying anything or doing anything. It is usually heard and received. So there's more than one side or more than one group, at least two, that are communicating with each other, unless you're doing a Zoom call like this one today, where I'm talking to a camera. Can happen in many different languages. It happens in gatherings between people, between a person, between two countries, between multiple organizations. It can happen as part of civics and government. It can be part of a political process. And again, there's always going to be some sort of a miscommunication. So if you choose a topic that has to deal with communication, but all you can find is miscommunication, do you think that that would fit into this year's theme? Hopefully you said yes, because it does, because miscommunication is a form of communication. What happened because of that? Where did that go? What went on? Those types of things. So, how does the theme relate to your topic? Again, remember, most people try and choose a topic based upon the theme, which works really well, but then you may be narrowing yourself down to a topic that you may not be really interested in. So, my recommendation is that you choose a topic, find a book, start to do some research, see what's out there, see what's available to you, and then start to think about how does your topic that you've started researching relate to the theme. This year, as in years past, the National History Day Office has come out with a infographic, and we're going to kind of go through that and talk about what it means. So here is a worksheet. Most of our History Day teachers will assign this as an assignment to do in your class. And first step is to declare a topic. Second is, what are the parameters? What exactly are you talking about? So, for example, let's say my topic is World War II. I don't want to read every single book ever written about or every primary source ever written about World War II. So what have I narrowed my topic down to discuss? You're going to define those parameters in that second box. And then who's involved? What are the connections? What are they talking about? What is happening during this time period, this topic that you've chosen? And what are the contradictions? What are the things that are making this communication, making this connection happen? And let's see. So For, I got ahead of myself in this wonderful, wonderful slide. So, declare a topic, the parameters, connections, and contradictions. This is a picture from our collections, and it's from Shalako Industrial School. Do you think there's any sort of communication that is going on in this picture? Do you think you could find information about this? I know that there's quite a bit actually in our archives. So then the second part, once you've done all of those things, and those things can really happen in the beginning parts of your research, that you're trying to, you start out big, you're starting to narrow it down. That's what those first 3 sections of this worksheet are really about. Then, once you come to the second portion, this is more about communication and misunderstandings. And then what I personally think is the 2 most important parts of this worksheet, which are outcomes. What happened because of this communication or miscommunication? What maybe happened short term? What happened long term? Was there a short term, or was it just long term? If you had a communication with someone, or 2 countries did, and nothing happened over the short term, but it later on, maybe 5-10 years down the road, something did happen because of that communication, that is still an outcome based upon what your topic is covering. And then the final thing is to explain your reasoning. Why does this relate to the theme? Why is this important? What does this information tell you? All sorts of things. This photo is also from our collections. It's the Pawnee Boarding School, and these are 7th graders, and it looks like they have been farming because they've got shovels and other tools that may be used in a garden. So this picture right here is definitely communicating to people as well. So you may say, Sarah, you've talked about so many things. You've said different things for each one of these sections. How are we going to remember that? And that's what I would like to show you next. So here are some prompts or questions that you should be asking yourself, and your teacher will most likely be asking you about each one of these sections. So, in the first box, which is all about topic, what interests you? Is there a time period that interests you? Is there something in class you want to learn more about? What types of communications are you interested in? So, if you notice, there is a little bit in the back of your head that is interested in communication, but that should not be your sole focus. I personally am really interested in nonverbal communication because I feel like people and countries and other places share a lot of information through nonverbal communication. So then step 2, what's the start date of your topic? When's the end date? Where does this event take place? What does the time period look like? What else is going on during that time period? Who's involved? Are there people or groups collaborating with each other? Are they working towards the same goal? Are they agreeing or disagreeing? So there's some really great questions here for each one of these sections that you should be able to answer using the evidence that you find in your primary sources. Now, if you would really, really like to get in depth about this worksheet, there's actually a whole nother set of questions. And these questions are more in depth. They are looking for level 2, as you can see down there at the bottom. They're looking for more information from students than maybe the first one was. So if it was I was a teacher, I would take maybe the first level and start with that. And then once you're able to answer those questions, maybe move on to the level 2 prompt questions. So let's talk about some resources. Where do you find this theme website? The National Office has an entire theme website. You also can find the infographic that I talked about there on that website, and I've listed both of those. You may also need some more help. You may not be able to choose a topic. You may need some help making sure that your topic relates clearly to the theme. And here at the Oklahoma National History Day office, we have created some resources that are posted on our website, and I am hopeful that they will be helpful to you in doing and researching your project. So, I hope that this has answered all of your questions and has given you great information about what the theme this year and what it is doing. We're going to take a short break, and then we will come back with our next session.